All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is J Randy here, and this is a very quick one here. Good morning to every one of you guys. Good morning. 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 And good morning. Good morning and good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Share the video here. I'm here for a very short period of time. So if you have the opportunity, please, please, how do you call it? Please share the video here. I'm looking at this news here. Destiny News is saying that people are petitioning to have Charles Taylor release. Charles Taylor release. I mean, release Charles Taylor to where? Where do we want to carry Charles Taylor now? All right, release Charles Taylor to where? Some people are just, I don't know, but that is their right to appeal, though. If they want to appeal, that is their right. They can go and appeal, but I ain't got too much to fry in that other one over there right now. Good morning to you guys there. If you're just watching, please share the video here, guys. If you're just watching, please share the video. Got a few things to share with you guys here. So if you're just joining me here, please do not hesitate to share the video. Good morning to every one of you guys. No matter where you are, good morning, and good morning. All right. Let me see here. Yes, guys, if you're just joining me, please share the video. I just want to do a quick one for you guys this morning, and then I'll be on my way. All right. So just share the video there quickly there. So how you guys been so far? I don't know what part of the world you are. If you're in America here, good morning. If you're in Europe, I believe it's good afternoon. If you're in Liberia, good afternoon. And thank you guys so much for taking your time to come and join me here. It's a very wet day from my end here. It's wet here from my end. All right. Yeah, it is wet here from my end. So, excuse me there. Yeah, it is wet here from my end. It is wet from my end here. And good morning, good afternoon to every one of you guys here. So I'm here, try to take the number up a little bit here so that we can have the conversation here quickly here. There are a few things I would like to say here. Because I'm not broadcasting tonight, so I will not be back live until Friday. So during the day, I often take out time to come and speak to my morning audience. So if you're out there, thank you for stopping by, and please share the video. Just got off a call from a good friend of mine in Liberia. We were talking about the 2065 thing, and you know, he is not optimistic that 2065 will be an opportunity for Liberia to make progress. He's not optimistic about that. And I think the theory that we have on the platform that Liberia won't be a better country until 2065, and you know, it's becoming a reality now. And if you stay outside of the fence, well, I think you need to find reason to understand what we are looking at, and you know, that kind of determine why Liberia will not be a better country anytime soon. That is the reality we're looking at, because the country is so politicized, polarized into politics, that the country is divided. And you know, and there is a very interesting topic that I will be sharing with you guys this coming Friday. And you know, and that topic will be focused on the it's raining in Minnesota there too. Yes, power. I think yesterday I saw Benjamin Jonah coming out of a place of work, and you could see how wet it was over there. So yes, it's raining, and I think the rain is all over the place there. So you gotta be safe out there, and you know. So on Friday, when we get to discuss, I'm going to talk about the two type of generation we have in the country. All right. And these things are very key to the opportunity of Liberia becoming a better country. I want you to think about this. When our 1989 war started, there was a young generation of Liberians, most especially those that were born in 1979. When the war came by 1989, those 1979 born were 10 years old, right? So they were the pre-war generation. And that pre-war generation, majority of them went into exile at the age of 10. And then while in exile, the war lasted for 14 years. And then after the 14 years, they returned to Liberia at the age of 24. Now, stick with me on this. The pre-war generation returned to Liberia, and they were like young adult. They came back with the age of what? 24. Unfortunately for that population of pre-war, but because they are now become the war victim generation, when they came back, they were 24 years old. So those 24 years old people, majority of them at the age of 24, some of them were 23, they came back with children. Majority of them decided not to go to school, but to venture into businesses. So they stuck with Ellen for 12 years. So by your math and my math, 24 plus 12, that is 36 years. So they were with Ellen for 36. Ellen 12 years kind of raised their age up to what? 36. But they are still considered the war generation. So stick with me on this. Now, honor Ellen 12 years. All right? Honor Ellen 12 years. This is where we're going to dive into that other generation. So when Ellen became president, those that were born when Ellen became president in 2005, let's start with 2005. If you subtract 2005 from 2025, let's do the math manually here, all right? Let's do the math manually here. I know some of you guys already know the number in your head, but I want us to do it manually here, all right? So let's look at 2000. This is 2025, right? So when you subtract 2025 from 2006, all right, you have 19 years. So since Ellen became president, there came a new population of young Liberians that are between the age of 18 and 19. Now, let's go back to the pre-generation era. Those who were born in 1979, after Ellen left, they were 36 years old. When we came 6 years, they are now 42. QOBqh 1 year, they are 43 years old. So today in Liberia, the the pre-war generation, majority of them are between the age of 30 to 47. And they are in majority. And these are the people that are making decisions. Now, those who were born around 2005, we just did the math, they are 19 years old today. They never saw the war. They only heard about the war because majority of them were born between 2005 and 2006. They never saw the war. So that generation is a different generation. Their mindset, the way they perceive things, and that's how they are today. So how do we utilize that generation mindset to make sure that they start to think differently than the pre-era war generation. So to cut long story short, how do we differentiate the 1979 born, and then how do we work with the 2005 born to see what we need to do? All right? To see what we need to do. Now, when I come on my platform, all right? When I come on my platform, I'm not coming as a Liberian, all right? When I come on my platform, I am not coming as a Liberian who is coming to be sympathetic here. I see many people under my post crossing, threatening me, saying all kinds of things. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Because if you make threat against me, all I got to do is to take your pictures. If you have your real name, take your real name and just submit it to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Submit a copy to the State Department. Submit a copy to the U.S. Embassy as a formal complaint. And I'm going to take some evidence, because you see, when people make posts, when you make a post, there are people who are there responding to the post. I'm being told by friends of the Department of Homeland Security that if anyone honor your post or honor any post that is part and parcel of a conversation where somebody make a threat to you, copy all those names. Copy all those names and present the names and the picture to the requisite department. So I'm not saying you shouldn't make comment under my post. But if somebody come and make comment under my post and you are part of that post, I will list you as a witness. Go do your due diligence. If you find a threat that was made on social media, the FBI, the DHS, and the State Department get a list of checklist that you're supposed to do. So if somebody make a threat on you, let's say every one of you guys here today, I see Zian Paul here, I see Augustine here, I also see here Peter Cole, I see Clarence Jackson here, I see all the guys in here. If somebody make a threat and you want to do a screenshot, do a screenshot, copy all the other people's name here and say these people are witness, and that screenshot will be used in our investigation. So you can go ahead and make all the threat against me for speaking of my rights. Your name will be reported to the Department of Homeland Security with that threat, along with your picture. Don't make no mistake. Every one of us who got images on social media, it's easy for them to find you. Because if you think you're making threat against somebody that you don't like and you get reported, that threat will be taken to the next level. Because your threat against one person is a threat against another person. That's how the authorities see that. So, Liberians, I just want to caution to us here. This social media and this our politics we have in our country is not to allow you to become aggressive. You're making life difficult for your own self, because the last thing you want to do is to have your name being put, your name and your picture being put into a database, especially within the United States, because you might never know where one day you will be flagged. Because those people who put that information in the system, they got a way to put your name there and put red flag on it, and then you will become a problem. Solomon George, that worked for Solomon Representative Solomon George, and myself went through that thing when you were representative. He made that threat. When I called the DHS, they said, just give me the man picture, give me the man name, copy what the man said, and then that's all to it. Unless Solomon George is not only to tell you guys. But I had never seen Solomon George coming to America here for a very long period of time. So you gotta be very careful how you go out there and be making threat. You on social media, you start making threat, you are getting yourself in your more bigger trouble. All right? So I just want to register that. Now, when it comes to our democracy, our country constitution is not the Holy Bible. Our country constitution is not the Quran. Our country constitution, let me see what's going on here. I see too much text going back and forth here. Let me see here. Hold on there, guys. In fact, I will still be talking while I do my stuff here. Our country constitution is not the Holy Bible. It's not the Quran. It's no other document or book, but the Constitution itself. The Constitution provides what we describe as freedom of speech. That is what the Constitution provides. That provision from the Constitution also provides us the opportunity to interact with each other. Yes, it also provides us the opportunity to interact with each other, to express ourselves. So if you think that, oh, J. Randy is out there saying that QOBqh is a good-for-nothing man, Joseph Boakai decided to become president of Liberia. That is a public service position. There is no respect when it comes to a public servant not doing the job of the Liberian people. Joseph Boakai is not a pastor of a church. He's not the principal of a school. He's not the president of a university. Those are institutions that provide services to a fraction of the population of people. Therefore, they are governed by policy. They are governed by regulation. Those are different. If Joseph Boakai got up and said, I want to be president for the entire country of Liberia, people with different view, people with different mindset, and you say you want to be president, you are coming into a position that everyone in our country is going to be looking up to you for guidance. So if Joseph Boakai today as president, and he out there not doing the right thing, and not getting out and say Joseph Boakai is a president for low IQ, Joseph Boakai is a dumb, and you want to come and can't be insulting me, you're wasting your time. Because I will not stop to say those things to Joseph Boakai, because I believe that many of you guys don't even understand what it means to have a public servant. Joseph Boakai is not using the Bapolu traditional book to run the country. Joseph Boakai is not using the Loma doctrine to run the country. And you know, people always say, respect the old man. What part of our constitution that say you must respect the old man? Show me that constitution. In the Bible says, thou shalt not sin, thou shalt not fornicate. It has chapters that point to that, right? You get ready, you got an old man that sleeps 24 hours and does nothing. Then you want me to come on my platform and can't keep quiet. That bullshit not going to happen. If nobody on any platform telling Joseph Boakai the truth and telling you guys the truth, you got me to deal with. You got me to deal with, because whatever Joe Boakai is not doing, I will come out here and tell you guys that Joe Boakai is nothing. He is a good for nothing old man. He's nothing. All right? He is mean nothing to me, and his activity didn't work for them. This is a man with a very low IQ that will say he president and he doesn't even understand what's going around. So like your Loma, like your Bandi, all your crap you got, I don't care for them. If you want Joe Boakai to be respected, let him take his own regular self out of that public position and go sit down in Bapulu. I will never call his name. There are more older people in our country today that are not into politics, and I respect them. If you get a free-time man, a good-for-nothing individual that don't even understand himself, and get out one day and say, I want to be president. This generation of Liberians, they are very diverse in their mindset, and in the expectation. So if you think you're going to bring your old regularly / Bandi or Loma man, and you want to bring your tradition, respect the old man, to hell with you and your respect the old man. The old man is president of a country that operates on a constitution that allows every citizen to express their right. All right, to express their right. If you think you can't be on the platform here, most of the old guys in our town, I really dislike them. I don't like them. And the older guys in our town, I don't like them. They have lived their life that showed nothing that they have been living for. Also, look at nothing. Look at those guys. Those guys are victims of ignorance. Oh, respect the old man. The other guy, look at the guy so ugly. When I look at the guy, my whole eyes are telling the guy is too ugly. Have you ever blocked somebody because the person ugly or they look ugly? I have done so. That guy is so ugly. And he's so ugly, like somebody who just came from the boxing ring, where they now hitting all here. The guy is so ugly. And he want to come under my post and tell me, say, respect the old man. I said, like your naughty face, I know there's so many fufu. I block him. We live in a country that operates with a constitution that gave us the right to challenge and question and say things to our leaders. So if you don't want to be criticized, don't venture with any public position. Go into the private sector. You don't hear me calling on the town chief of Bapodu County. You don't hear me calling on the town chief of River G. I don't insult those people. Because those guys are operating in their own little environment that got nothing to do. All right? Absolutely nothing to do. That's what it is. All right? That's what it is. You got a good for nothing president in our country. I don't even know how to arrange a trip from his living room into the bathroom. And he get up all the time. A man who walks like a penguin. A man walks like a penguin. All right? Then you won't sit down here and can't justify stuff. QOBqh ain't work for them. A man who lied to the people that you are coming to bring economic prosperity is now giving the people regression. It's not hope. He's giving the people regression. That's who QOBqh is. Then I can sit down here. A man who I saw working in Samuel Kanyado government and did absolutely nothing for himself. The man worked in Samuel Kanyado government and did nothing for himself. A man who tell you say he live on loan after serving in public service. And the man you won't talk about yet. QOBqh know that somebody, he work for them. A man who was growing up that he couldn't articulate things for himself and lie to a food businessman. QOBqh took a step very good because he was so a low IQ person. And then he went out there. And what did he do? He turned around and saw a sick very good. QOBqh is the reason why the white men always suspicious about black people. That man took a step very good and lied to a full businessman. As a young man, he said QOBqh putting his brain together and said, you know what? I can be better. I can do things for myself. In a young age, he saw a sick very good to a food businessman. Do you think I'm surprised today that the American business company, the company you're doing business with from America, am I surprised that the woman wrote and told him, say, if you try to duke us, we'll take you to the international court? I'm not surprised. Because that QOBqh ways. Did you guys see the letter in a few days? Where the company called Avanco said to QOBqh, you cannot be trusted. That is QOBqh ways. Monkey cannot keep a black hen for long. QOBqh had crooked a lot of people, and he tried to crook the Avanco company. And the people wrote him. Don't see that man wearing coat like that. He's nothing but a crooked human being. A man who lived with nothing on his mind but to just crook people. And we can't sit down here and get the man all that opportunity. No. This man saw a set better go to a food businessman. He is a very dishonest and good for nothing old man. Good for nothing. Ain't work for them. Ain't work for them. Joseph Boca ain't work for them. Every child that will be born under Joseph Boca administration, y'all need to take those children to the Atlantic Ocean and bathe them in a very, very clean part of the ocean so that that curse can move from the children. Y'all are living in Liberia under Joe Boca. Bad luck. I listen to the market women. Look, we will discuss that thing on Friday. I listen to the market women. The other woman said, for example, Joseph Boca can go up there to lobby. When he come back, he bring more poverty. That woman not wrong. That woman is not wrong. Yes. That woman is not wrong. That woman is not wrong. The woman said whenever Joe Boca go out there, he brings poverty. These people are now realizing that Joseph Boca is a curse on the country. They are not realizing that Joseph Boca is a curse. I listened to that market woman and she well articulated the issue that Joseph Boca is a curse to the country. You guys brought in a curse. A man who was laying down on the side that was doing absolutely nothing. That's the man you brought to power. That man will destroy that country. All right? Look, start. If you're looking for my attention, you will soon get my attention. You come on the show to come and be insulting here. We'll find you and then we'll destroy you. All right? You see, most of the rebel them, they don't have their real name on Facebook. But like I told you guys earlier, we found them. I'm paying $35 for a software that owner can take a screenshot and you upload that screenshot into that software, they will find you. So if you come here with your rebel behavior, all right? You see, guys, let me say this to you guys. When it comes to dealing with Liberians, I often tell my own case, I'm not friendly with many Liberians. And I will be very upfront to tell you guys here. Why it is true that I come on the platform, I'm not friendly with many Liberians. You know why? Because most of them are rebel. I tell my kids every time, when you see Liberians out there, be careful with them. They kill people in Africa and they're passing around here. If you come on the platform and you don't have the guts to stay here, but you want to come and become very profound, you want to be very rude, I will block you. All right? You will be black. So don't think that you on the platform here. So I will give you the benefit of the doubt. If you come here and you want to insult here, you will be black. All right? You'll be black. You'll be black. You can express yourself like the way I'm expressing myself. But if you start to curse here, because I know most of the young Liberians there, and I'll be very honest with you guys there, I don't associate with many Liberians. To be honest with you guys, I do not associate with many Liberians. I don't. Because for every 5 Liberians you meet in the country, out of 4 will be a former rebel. That's why I don't associate myself with Liberian that much. You don't find me to Liberian party. You don't find me to Liberian get-together. Because I don't trust many Liberians. I'm sorry to say this today. Many Liberians are rebel. They kill people in our country. And one by one, they will find them in the town. One by one, they will find them in the town. All right? So let's get back to our thing here. All right? Let's get back to it here. Let's get back to it here, folks. Let's get back to it here. Let's get back to it here, all right? Let's get back to it here. So you got a man they call Joe Boca, all right? You got a man, yes, Terry. I don't trust the guy, Terry. I don't associate myself with many Liberians. Now I see Terry, you myself, cool. It's very, very hard. Oftentimes, even my own children can ask me, Terry, do you have friends from Africa? I tell them, no. I don't trust many Liberians. They are rebel, mama. These people kill people. So you'll be careful with them. Unless you are properly vetted and I know you. That is the only way I will invite you in my home. Even on the street when I walk in. I see you as a Liberian. I don't just open my arm. You talking your Liberian, I'm walking, going. Because I have to know who you are. And on social media, you will get to see the guys. That's how they are. By the time you express yourself, they're ready to come after you. That's how they kill people in our country. All right? That's how they kill people in our country. That's what they did. Yes. That's what they did. So those guys, all right. I'm not talking too much now. We'll try to ban him now. So he going now. All right. So those guys, they are former rebels. Yes, they are former rebels. You gotta be careful with them. I will not lie to you. I don't allow my children to just interact with Liberians. I have to vet them properly. I have to vet them. Because they got a very nasty character out here. All right? So there's nothing wrong with you coming on my platform and expressing yourself. But you have to be very, very professional and respectful. If not, you will not be on the platform. So, coming back to QOBqh. QOBqh is not a good president. He is not competent. And we have to make that clear and clear with the Liberian people. This old man came to power with no plan, no vision whatsoever. Nothing. And then you want to sit here, and when people go tell you about QOBqh incompetency, no. Look at the country today. You got the man say he got contractor, lipo falling down on people's car. JFK has become a dead machine for people. A dead machine for people. A dead machine for people. People die in our country. The man came to power, he started firing all the people that we are returned. Those people that are in broad, doctor, nurses, engineer, that when we are came after Bqh and Ellen left, we are retaining those people. He kept them. Bqh came to office and decided to what? Fire all these people. And what did he bring? He brought in people who were just ready to kill. That is why you see people are dying in our country every day. People are dying. QOBqh is on a mission that I call depopulating the country. QOBqh mission is to ensure that more Liberians die. That's why he got people with fake credentials in different positions of authority in the country. That is why you see today people are dying at every hospital. It is very safe for you to go and swim in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They're not getting what? Drowned. That's what it is. They're not getting what? Drowned. Because you have a very incompetent and good for nothing individual. That's who QOBqh is. All right? So it gets to them, it hurt them that I will tell them that QOBqh is a guy with a very low IQ. You cannot take that reality away. QOBqh is a guy with a very low IQ. There is nothing that QOBqh has done that you can reference that he was successful in. So his supporters are getting mad because I am exposing this man. Eugene Fagon was very clear during the 2016-17 election that QOBqh did not graduate from college. Eugene Fagon was right. Because when you listen to QOBqh, he has nothing. He has nothing. He has nothing. All right? He has nothing. QOBqh has nothing. He has nothing. QOBqh has nothing. He has nothing. And today, there's nothing he able to deliver. Absolutely nothing. So he just sit out there and don't make any sense to anybody at all. The man was born to be a failure. The man was a loser. And today, he's still a loser. You can get QOBqh 27 years. You can get QOBqh 100 years. There is nothing that old man will do in our country. A good for nothing old man. A good for nothing old man. He just wasting his time over there. He got no idea. Absolutely nothing. The man sending people to Ghana to go open or conduct an investment meeting. Do we know that somebody that's supposed to go to Ghana to go for investment meeting? QOBqh got no contact. That man got no contact. He's a no contact president. That man was born to be a loser. That man was born to be a failure. And he is a disaster. That is why nothing works in Liberia. Nothing works in Liberia. Nothing. You tell me what works in Liberia. You say close down. The embassy is running on skeleton staff. The men cannot even travel. People are lining up in the country for fuel and other stuff. Children not even going to school. Children as young as 5 years old are coming and talking to people on the street that hard time is in the country. And then when you listen to QOBqh people, they have nothing to come and defend. You go out there and identify a problem in the society under QOBqh administration. Now one or two will come out and tell you that QOBqh is doing this or QOBqh is doing that. Nothing QOBqh is doing. Absolutely nothing. They will not come out here to come and defend QOBqh with evidence. They will not come out here and defend QOBqh with anything that QOBqh is doing. Even though QOBqh is running on his so-called agenda, but you don't see it. So all they do is they come on a different platform and they causing here, they causing that. Because that's who QOBqh is. QOBqh just empower people to go out there and insult and insult. That tells you that QOBqh is not an intelligent man. He is not an intelligent man. You see Donald Trump today? In how much people don't let Donald Trump. But whatever Donald Trump decides to do, he signed that document and he waved it to the public. And you have Donald Trump people coming out here and defending Donald Trump policy. They don't go out there and curse people. QOBqh got no plan. Absolutely no plan. So what does he do? He hired the former rebels, put them in government, and he pays someone no good for nothing, low life, and say, you go on social media. I got no agenda. You just go there and start cursing people. Don't mind these people. They got nothing. They got nothing. They have absolutely nothing. All right? They got absolutely nothing. Because QOBqh is a good for nothing and very incompetent old man that got nothing. 1 year he been in power. What has he done? Nothing. A good leader is not just a leader. He is a teacher. When George Weah was president, people used to come out and show the 5 pillars and point to the 5 pillars and tell them what the 5-pillar implementation plan is doing for Liberia. Nobody from the Bqh administration will ever come up and engage you in a conversation and say, look, J. Randy, Paul Motor, John Brown, here is what QOBqh is doing. Since I've been talking here, have you seen any link? Have you seen any link coming from QOBqh people? To say, J. Randy, all I know you're making, check the link out. Go and check the link out. No. Because QOBqh does not have any plan for the Liberian people. He does not have any plan. Any leader that empower people to go out there and curse, that leader has no plan. That is who he is, and that's how QOBqh is. All right? The last time I saw on Facebook, they said they're having classroom or class reloaded. You got government officials that's supposed to be sitting down and thinking about ways to improve the life of the people. But because the public opinion is going against them, the government officials now are leaving their job and coming on social media to say they want to become a commentator. How can you be a public servant, leaving your responsibility and coming on a social platform to discuss the issue? That is the level of incompetency that QOBqh is doing. Can you imagine Donald Trump government official leaving their position and they say, oh, we're going to open our own talk show to promote promoting what? This man called QOBqh got no idea about leadership. This papa was born to be a loser, and loser he is. QOBqh was a loser in his teens. He was a loser as an adult. He is a loser as an old man that got nothing, absolutely nothing. You got government officials coming out to come and tell you that, oh, we're going to have our show. What kind of nonsense thing is that? That just goes to show that QOBqh was a mistake. QOBqh does not believe in anything, and QOBqh will fail. You can get QOBqh from now to 2045, 2065. He will not do nothing in our country. Look at the man's whole age. Look at the man's years. The man lived all the years. Nothing QOBqh has been able to accomplish. Those guys are fighting a losing battle. Every QOBqh supporter know in themselves that QOBqh is a failure. They know that QOBqh is a failure. They know that. And you know how they respond to the failure? They come out here and come and start insulting. That's what they'll do. Anybody, many people who defend Real Madrid today or Barcelona, they don't come out here to insult you, right? What they'll do, they will come and talk about the quality players that Barcelona have. They will talk about the quality players that Real Madrid have. And they will talk about the number of games, the points, and their standing. Any good supporter of a robust and well-measured leadership, when they come to argue, they will argue on the points. You know why they'll argue on the point? Because during the election, the platform of every political party will identify the issue the people are facing in the country. All right? All right? Thank you very much, Terry. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much, Terry, for stopping by. They will sit and they will defend the policy. You see, but in Liberia, it is so sad that our politicians, they don't run their campaign on policy. They don't identify the issue, the problem that are affecting the people in the community. And then what happened when they get elected? Because they never identified the problem. They only went in there with their ages and their names and nothing they were able to get. Absolutely nothing. So what happened to their supporters? Because their leader got no agenda. Their leader did not identify any issue. So when people who understand the issue come and start to identify the issue, guess what happened? They come out here and start insulting. That's who QOBqh supporters are. They're not coming to tell you about what QOBqh is doing because QOBqh did not identify any issue. When I listen to comments, when I listen to these people, including Ellen, they were articulating the issue. During the early time, prior to Facebook Live, when we were interacting with Ellen supporters, those guys will always be sending you link. They will always be sending you videos. The QOBqh people that did not do well, what QOBqh was doing, they will send you the link. And then you go and look at the link and say, oh, but then you got making sense. But not QOBqh people. QOBqh is a man with a very low IQ. Everywhere QOBqh serves, it dies. The man touches LPMC died. He nearly killed the Ministry of Agriculture to fire him. He went to Star Radio. That place died. He went and became vice president, head of the group of 77. Those people became completely homeless. Because the group of 77 compound became a no-go place to live. The man served on Ellen for 12 years. And then he lied on Ellen and said Ellen parking has an old car. But that was not the truth. They gave that man $35 million John Deere equipment from Gaddafi. He took it to his own town. Today, the equipment are still in there. They are all been engulfed by grass. We know QOBqh's story. We know QOBqh's story. All right? We know QOBqh's story. QOBqh is not qualified. So we know his people. His people only survive by coming and insulting people. They are not providing anything tangible. So it hurts them. Do you think any guy have proof about QOBqh qualities and capability? They were not going to be coming out here to be showing it to us? Of course they were going to be coming here to show it to us. They were going to be coming and say, look, Jeremy, just keep quiet over there. Here is what QOBqh is doing. Here is a link to the video. Here is QOBqh plan. No. QOBqh don't have those things. And that's why we're digging him out. Where is QOBqh performance matrix? They've been in office for 1 year, 4 months now. Show me one quarterly report. Show me one performance report. This is not magic. Every administration that been in office used budget to solve problems. At the end of the day, they provide the performance report. Let one QOBqh supporter click here and tell me, say, here is the link to the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Lancement. Here is the link. Read
our performance report, J. Randy? Nothing. Most of the supporters are just as poor in IQ, just as QOBqh is. So what do you expect of QOBqh follower? When QOBqh himself is a man with a very low IQ, what do you expect of his follower? They say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Look at QOBqh and look at his supporter. They are no different, my friend. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Every small Liberians will look for a very smart leader, not only to support, but to also learn from the leader. QOBqh has no experience whatsoever. He's just in there, don't even know what day it is. He don't even know what time it is. He don't even know what happened in his own country. Nothing the old man know right now. Absolutely nothing. He went out there to go and attend some kind of summit in Tanzania. They're asking him questions. Mr. Bogga, yeah, tell us about your energy plan. And then the old man started telling people, oh, when I was in the plane, I'm looking down at this, I'm looking at this. What kind of old man in a right mind that will be saying things like that? That is a good for nothing and foolish old man. That's who he is. And he putting our picture out there. I have to say that we as Liberians, we don't understand how to listen carefully to question and be able to answer the question by what the question is all about. That good for nothing old man sat over there and telling people, I was in a plane, I was looking around at it. The man is asking QOBqh, what are your plans for renewable energy? And that good for nothing old man got up and sitting over there and telling people, say, oh, I was in a plane, I was looking at the light like that, until the woman got to shut him up. The woman shut the man up. A very good for nothing old man. Very dull old man. But I don't blame the people. The pre-war generation that don't understand their own right. That is their thinking. That's the kind of man they brought. Then they ask you another question again. How do you feel about this summit? What the hell is that? Are you proud of kind of man like that? That don't even speak? He swallow his words? Are you proud of that kind of man? QOBqh is a disgrace. He is a disgrace. That's why he's considered to be one of the lower IQ presidents in the world. He is one of the lower IQ presidents in the world. He's one of them. He should be ashamed of himself. That he's not able to even understand a simple question. And I will say this. June the 5th, if QOBqh does not take a drug test, we will find a way to grab him and take him to the nearest healthcare center and take that sample and drug test it. Because of who he is. It is a shame, my fellow Liberians. All other countries on the continent of Africa, these people are really looking forward to 2030. But when you look at QOBqh pathway, he's putting in more regression, taking the country backward rather than taking the country forward. That is a shame. That is a shame. Tell me, what has Liberian done to QOBqh that he is not able to deliver anything? Everywhere you go, there's no prosperity. There's no success under QOBqh. JFK, people are dying at JFK. On the street, the light pole, the roads are cracking like somebody baking a bread that is already opening up. All the roll of the bread back, the back of the bread. That's who QOBqh is. That's who QOBqh is. That's who he is. Look at the school. The old man lied to the people and said, when I become president, no children will be on the street. Just this week, the guys were on the street. A little 7-year-old girl came and said, I'm not in school. I'm not in school. A market woman looked at the guy the guy during the interview. The woman said, say you and I have been talking. Have I ever told you to excuse me, let me serve this person here? The journalist was shocked. The woman said, this is what happened under QOBqh administration. Nothing works. Or they sat over there and say, you see, QOBqh does not lobby. When he go out there to lobby, he bring bad luck. More hard time on the country. People are recording events. They may not have been informed in 2005. They may not have been informed in 2011. But in this new era, the marketeers now are now tracking and trending things now. They have realized that QOBqh was a mistake. They have realized that QOBqh doesn't have any contact. They are not speaking under pressure. They are speaking based on their long-term observation of QOBqh. These were the people who were out there saying, our part, we sorry. But today they are saying, we regret. So how can you come from apologizing to somebody, now you're regretting the person's behavior? That tells you that the Liberian people had done their part. But the only failure in this whole place is QOBqh. And that's why his supporters don't want to understand, because his supporters know very well that QOBqh is like a tree. The moment you cut that branch off, they all will be gone. That's why you see they fighting their last breath to keep QOBqh out there. Because when the Liberian people finally vote QOBqh out of office, they're cutting a whole branch down. And when you cut a whole tree down, the branches go with the tree. And because they are part of the branches of the tree, that's why they're coming out here. If you talk, they come and kill you. If you talk, they come and abuse you. Because that's all they know. A real country with a real government and a real leader will tell the people, you go out there and socialize my performance. When Jesus Christ gathered his disciples, he didn't tell them to go out there and insult people. He said, you take the Bible and you preach every chapter in the Bible to help people understand my goodwill. QOBqh has this so-called arrest. There is not one single person who represents QOBqh will come out here and say, look, Randy, when it comes to roads, when it comes to education, when it comes to technology, here are the list of things that QOBqh is doing. Look at the link. Follow the link and let's have a conversation. No. They are as dull as QOBqh is. That's how dull many of them are. So they need to be educated. They need to be educated. Because they are in the wrong place at the wrong time and they are destroying their own future. These are people who go back home every day and see their children and say, yes, I'm coming from on Facebook. I want to go defend QOBqh. But what did you tell the people on QOBqh or issue? What did you say to them? Oh, I cursed them all today. Really, daddy? Really, mommy? You went on Facebook to go and just call somebody? I thought you were supposed to be about the issue. Oh, no. Yes, that's who they are. That's who they are. They got nothing to defend. Even people who support different football club, soccer club, basketball club, you defend the team performance. You don't defend the team based on cost. If you support a government, you defend a government based on the government policy and the government performance. Only in Liberia and only those that follow QOBqh will come out here to curse you. To curse you. That's all they do, to curse you. That's why it is difficult for me to just associate with Liberians. With all due respect to the other Liberians, I'm very, very careful. I think like the white men, how they really measure black men before they invite them to their homes or become friends with them. That is the same measure that I have in dealing with post-war generation of Liberians. Because they cannot articulate the issue. Go look at all my posts. I carry on this social experiment, looking at all my posts. Now, one or two will come out of the rest to say, J. Randy, I really understand your point, but why don't you take a look at this thing here and read it? I'm open to having a conversation with you. That is why I don't respond to this thing. Every time Facebook will call me, oh yes, you got a lot of people who responding to your post. Why don't you say this thing? I'm saying to myself, Facebook, these guys are not educated people. They are responding, but you're not understanding their response because it's all garbage. All right? If they put garbage in, I'm not going to take the garbage out. Let the garbage stay there. Let people see those things. If these guys were making really responsible
conversation to look attractive, to say, look, J. Randy, yeah, I think QOBqh is doing. Why don't you read these things here? I'll go and read them and say, oh. And I'll come back here and tell you guys, look, guys, I resonate from this guy here. He making say he's doing this here. But nothing QOBqh is doing. Absolutely nothing. So you see, to expose QOBqh is to always look at QOBqh performance. You don't just look at QOBqh. But you see, every time we come on the platform, we don't just come to talk. And when we are talking, especially about QOBqh, we don't go and insult QOBqh directly. We look at the things that QOBqh is supposed to be doing on his arrest program. And those things are not being done. And then we measure QOBqh performance using the SWOT. What is QOBqh's strength? He had no strength. What is QOBqh's opportunity? He got no opportunity. What is QOBqh's weakness? His weakness is to encourage people to come out here and curse all the time. What is the threat? The threat are those who coming out here to humiliate and embarrass QOBqhh and themselves. And then the overall threat is to make the country look bad. So when it comes to measuring QOBqh's strength, his opportunity for improvement, his weakness, and the threat, QOBqhh is all in the negative. This is reality. We measure people based on their performance and not based on their age. There are some people in QOBqh's circle that will kind of want to talk to you about QOBqh's age. I'm not interested in QOBqh's age. Age is just a number that tells you how long they've been on earth. But when you start to change the society, you try to change the mindset of the people. And then we start to see added value. That when we get to know that the leader is here to make a difference. But when you look at QOBqhh, his youth days are no different from his older days. There is no trace or record that shows that QOBqhh performed to where he works. During the entire campaign that QOBqhh ran, there was never a time that QOBqhh tell you guys that when I was in a position, hear what I did. You will never find a group of people coming out and say, we are from the 60s, we are from the 70s. We work with QOBqhh, and QOBqhh was a successful person. There is no telling story about QOBqh's success. That man been around for almost 80 years. He is not a yesterday child. Why is it true he been around yesterday, and then he been around forever? There is no trace of his performance. So you see, when you look at how poor Liberia has been after 177 years and cannot show anything better, that's how old QOBqhh is, and he has not shown anything. So someone that QOBqhh belong in the past, Liberia will move forward. The mistake that people made will be rectified between now to 2029. Because you are looking at a man who is taking the country backward. Every little progress that Eddie and we are made, QOBqhh is taking the country backward. Don't sit in a ship and thinking that the ship is moving. Even though you feel the motion of the ship moving, the ship is not moving in the right direction. You need to come outside and look and see where that ship is going. Because QOBqhh is taking that ship backward. Elijah left the waterfall and the ship was sailing opposite the waterfall. And he said, oh yes, we are far a good fight. Let me go and sit down and relax. Next thing you know, QOBqhh is in charge of that ship. That ship is standing right back, coming back to that waterfall. This man is taking the country back into the darker days. People are dying every day. People are starving every day. Children are not in school. Government and other partners around the world are not coming to Liberia. Do you think Liberia was a safe country? QOBqhh was going to go have an investment workshop in Ghana? Liberia that people knew? Liberia that people were pouring into during any time? Liberia that people were pouring into during weird time? Only on a QOBqhh time that they left Liberia and went to go have an investment meeting in Ghana? We are not in refugee days. But this is what QOBqhh is trying to tell you guys, that Liberia is not a normal country. How can a president who's supposed to normalize things is doing things that show the country is not normal? That is QOBqh's weakness. You need to bring investors in the country to gain the investor confidence. Because if you take the investor to another country, that clearly tells you and the investor that you don't have security. And there is no predictability for that country's future.
That is what QOBqh is, because he is a good for nothing old man that don't understand nothing at all. That's who he is. Which one of you will be president today? And you go and say, let's go to another country and go and have an investment. Liberia is not on a sanction. Liberia is not a war. If these conditions were existing, I would say yes, QOBqh has a point there, because Liberia is not stable. Liberia is not our peace. So QOBqh can have whatever he wants to have in another country. But that's not the case. But QOBqh incompetence to maintain peace and stability in the country, because he is not able to hold the peace that we are held for 6 years. The peace that Eddie held for 6 years, QOBqh is not able to maintain those things. So he made the country not to be investment friendly. He made the country not to be security stable. So he has to go to another country to go and have an investment workshop right in Africa, right next door. It's not even in Northern Africa. It's not even in Southern Africa. It's in West Africa. This is not an international investment forum that was organized by ECOWAS. I would say yes. Yes, you guys got a point. If QOBqh is going to an ECOWAS investment summit and is being held in Ghana, I would say yes. But it is started Liberia investment workshop in Ghana. What does that tell you about the country? What does that tell you about Liberia under QOBqh? That you guys made a mistake. The old man was never meant to be president, because he does not have the qualification. We will not stop here. You know, I often hear people say, oh, people got a bigger crowd. Do you also realize that the majority that always win the vote can be wrong? And in the case of QOBqh getting elected, where our democracy says that he won the majority vote, then why are the majority complaining today? That simply tells you that majority decision does not always turn out to be right. Majority decision can be wrong. And in the situation of QOBqh, it proved that majority decisions are not always right. They can be wrong. So QOBqh, he may have gotten the majority vote that made him president. The people were wrong. Just under 2 years, the people are crying because they made a mistake. So you see, when you look at reverse psychology, when you look at things logically, I want you to understand and walk away from the platform today that it's not in every instances that majority decision can be right. Majority decision in more instances can be right, but in fewer instances it can be wrong. And if it goes wrong, it hurts. You see, Liberia is suffering from the wrath of the majority that made the wrong decision. And that is why QOBqh is going to Ghana to conduct a workshop. Because this man was never meant to be president. He doesn't understand how the investment committee community thinks. How can you say you have a safe house, but you go into your neighbor to go and have party there, to go and do something there? What happened to your house? How can I come to your house when you don't even have the security, the stability in your own country, but then you come into another man's country? So I might have well just stay in that man's country to invest. So they watch that QOBqh and the people have in Ghana is an opportunity for Ghanaians to say, look nowhere. Because from the airport to the road the people will drive on, and this hotel they're going to live in, the security and the stability they put see in Ghana, they will say, but then I just think we can just do our business here. So QOBqh is not smart. Instead of using his internal idea to bring in the external investor, instead he did the opposite. He took his external incompetence and gave it to Ghanaians, and Ghanaians are going to benefit from those things. Think about where they say Liberia, nobody can play football game in Liberia because Liberia is under suspension. And then they take the game and carry it to Sierra Leone. Every proceed from that game will be given to the Sierra Leone government because it is the Sierra Leone government that sport complex they're using, their property they're using, the money will be given. The only thing the team will do is just play them. That's how backward QOBqh is, and this is why QOBqh has a very low IQ. The QOBqh low IQ is not a political witch hunt. It's not a political disagreement. QOBqh low IQ is a set of observation, an empirical observation of QOBqh that I have been following from the time QOBqh became managing director of LPMC. He worked with Doe, he poorly performed. He worked with Toba, he poorly performed. He worked with Elling, he poorly performed. He lied on who? Benedict Yuri. You may not, some of you guys may not have remember what he did to Doe, to Toba, even to Elling. But as recent as lying on Alexander Cummings, he lied on Alexander Cummings. Even if that is something that a few years old, just recently as this year, the Ivanhoe company said that QOBqh is a crook. He lied to the people that he was going to allow them to share that railroad between Nimba and Grand Bassa County. He took the people money and he turned around and said, I don't have control. And the people got mad. They wrote him and threatened to take Liberia to the international court. Do you think that investment workshop that QOBqh is organizing or they went to, you think any investor going to come? These people talk to each other. That woman will make sure that her social international connection reaches every other investor to tell them that this guy they call QOBqh, he's not correct. Why you think QOBqh did not go to that workshop? Because there were people there who already know him. So what did he do? He allowed Eddie Johnson to go there. Eddie is old. She's not going to affect any change. Her presence had no other effect on anything in that country. That's why it is. So QOBqh will return. 1 year ago, the same month of May, QOBqh was in Dallas, Texas, right? Yes, he was in Dallas, Texas. What did QOBqh do in Dallas, Texas? Have we seen since QOBqh left the United States from that workshop in Dallas? The man went to Atlanta, Georgia. He attended another investment workshop. We saw the black people coming out and speaking. How many of them ever returned to Liberia? QOBqh went to South Korea and met the South Korean president. Unfortunately, by him shaking that man's hand, the man is no longer in power. But not a single investor showed up. What more can I say about the incompetence of QOBqh? That that man was born to be a loser. He is a disaster and a failure. This is a man who promised to make the country better. But looking at him 1 year and few months, the country is regressing into a past. What can I say, folks? I can talk from now to the end of this day. There is nothing productive that QOBqh is doing in the country that will give me the opportunity to sit here and say anything positive about QOBqh. A man who ministers now are now going to group themselves and go and talk on social media, not on any international forum. You will imagine that QOBqh official will be going to South Africa, going to Kenya, and having the kind of investment conversation, bringing attractive potential investors to the country. No, these guys are going to sit on social media to talk to the failed generation. The people that they failed, those are the people they're going to sit and talk to. What better would that be? You are a government official. Your principal responsibility is to provide services. But you're going to sit on social media like us and be talking to the people. But we are not in charge of things that the people want deliverable for. You guys are in charge of things, but you're leaving your job. You're going out there and sitting on social media. That tells you that QOBqh government is a government with no agenda. QOBqh has no vision. QOBqh don't have no mission statement as to what he wants to do for Liberia. And that is why a government official, because they got no responsibility. Every ministry and agency should have their own goal to run their agenda on a month to month. If you have the guy coming on Monday to Friday, coming on a platform to talk about political and social issues, wherein they are government officials, but they live in a government position and coming to act like a regular talk show host, that tells you that Liberia has no leadership right now. Liberia is just a country that is moving with no direction. And that's who QOBqh is. If you have never known QOBqh poor performance, because he has been working in the private public sector, now QOBqh is president, this is your opportunity now to see what we have long been preaching. That QOBqh is a good-for-nothing and incompetent old man in a government. Imagine going to Ghana. Imagine going to Nigeria. And you sitting there and seeing government officials leaving their posts and coming to sit on social media to talk about the social issue that they're supposed to be solving, but they're coming to talk about it. Damn it. Yeah. God made a mistake by sending me to Liberia. God made a mistake by sending me to Liberia. Because I am from a country that is now proving to the world that we are nothing but a good-for-nothing country. QOBqh continued to make history in a very humiliating and embarrassing time of our country existence. QOBqh, for the first time in our history, have made Liberia to be mentioned in a State of the Union address by a certain United States president that make us to look bad. That make us to look bad. And the American people got to know us with a huge disagreement, a huge embarrassment. That's why it is. That's how it is. That's how it is. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Liberia will continue to experience me. I did not come to America by mistake. I came here to acquire quality education, and today I'm in position of making sound decisions. I am properly vetted what I do. They are all streamlined and they are checked and verified. And I feel confident in myself, whether I'm in New York discussing important things that matter to the people of America, whether I'm sitting and talking to Department of Homeland Security officials, what I'm learning from them and at the same time contributing to the American stability, I am proud of that. And because of that, my record in this country stands out to be the best. And I'm proud of my record. I'm very proud of my record. And the only thing that I can do is to give back to my country. Is to give back to my country by providing knowledge that I see as a gap. Many Liberians will not realize what they are currently going through by destroying their own future. But only at a certain time in their life, when that opportunity runs out of fuel, and they are now on the side, that when they will start to recount, that when they will start to recollect their time that have been wasted. I saw the thing play out before. Growing up in Liberia during the early youthful days, when Ellen Johnson said he was a young woman, she took out the Kofi Wu, she took out the Tewo Gonglo, she took other young Liberians, and they started buying muffin dough. And a generation of population of people, they were behind Ellen Johnson Sedi, making Liberia to be very unstable. In the midst of those things, I decided to plan for my future. I said, God, I need to get out of the country. There will not be a peace in this country. And there was a guy who came to me in 1987 and said to me, my brother, Liberia will not be a better country anytime soon. Why it is true that statement he made seems to him that it makes sense. I kind of doubted him, but having been in the country,
with a daughter now on her way to get her law degree. When I look at Liberia, while I was in my teens in 1987, somebody told me that the country will not be a better country, and I doubted that person. And today, I see my daughter going to pursue her law degree, and I'm still talking about Liberia. Why waste my time on people who don't understand the true history of Liberia being a failed country when I'm talking my story here? All it takes is just a matter of time. But I will say this. The government of Ghana is on a deportation program now. They are deporting black people from Ghana now. I posted it on my page. A Liberian think that they will get into politics and destroy their country, and then they want to run to other people's country. Those days are numbered now. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say this is wrong. We have to be Liberia-centric, and the centricity of being a Liberian is to say, Boka, you are wrong. You are wrong. Coming, you are wrong. This is how we're supposed to proceed. If we don't do that, I can see another We Are the World. Remember that We Are the World song that came from Ethiopia, where the government of Ethiopia went into a complete 100% starvation? That is what might happen to Liberia. We tend to glorify leaders who are poorly performing because of what they're giving up individually. It was the same thing they were doing in Ethiopia. They were getting little 2 cents and saying that everything was okay when hardship was creeping on the country. And it did. And it did. And it did. And it did. So to stop here, I would like to say thank you to you guys. Mr. Star Haiti, I'm glad that you stuck on the platform. The reason I did not block you is because I want you to understand. The fact that your conversation has dropped from being very aggressive, now you're trying to engage me, it showed to me that you need help. Then you thinking that you're here to support QOBqh. Because when you started with this, I maintain my consistency message on QOBqh. But you were able to tone down your voice because you have realized that whatever I've been saying, while it is true that you disagree with some, most of the things I've been saying, they are true. And your statement now is making sense. But you asking me, why don't you come back home when we was president? That's a very good question. You know why? I will answer your question. Because I deal with people all the time. I've seen people here, white, black, Chinese. I dealt with them so many times. There's a little guy who is doing process engineering who I just orientated on Monday. Just because you see me here talking against QOBqh does not mean that I support Joe. We are 100%. That's why you see, I told you guys earlier that it will take time for me to just invite Liberians into my home because I don't trust their instinct of judgment. Many of you guys who see me talking to QOBqh that just assume that I am supporting George Weah. You are right, but you are not 100% right. Why? Because my support for CDC has certain limitation. Now, you ask me the question, why I did not go to Liberia? Let me tell you why. Maybe you will start following me and you will become well-disciplined. Samuel Toy and myself went to school. We graduated from Tottenham. Before Toy left the United States, I was here. When Toy was going, he and myself had a conversation. When he even started working with the Ministry of Finance through Amara Conant, I was also informed by him. When Toy and CDC won the election, Toy came to America here. In March, they were in Philadelphia. Toy told me, say, Randy, I want you to come to Liberia. I told Toy, I said, Toy, I don't leave the comfort of my home and the place I live and just get on the plane to go. He said, what do you mean? I said, Toy, I am a professional. My job in this country, I'm not just going to jump out and go. We will have to send me an official letter inviting me. And then I can reach out to my employer and say, look, my government has invited me and I would like to take a PTO for my work. With that letter, it will value me with my company, and it will prove that when I enter Liberia, I will be coming with a letter of invitation. I will never realize. I'm not like Eugene Fagon. I'm not like the other Liberian. I just jump up from here and go to Liberia to go look for a job. If I really want to go to Liberia, I'm going to go create a job. Because as a professional person, I can create job. There was a guy who died in Nima County from a tire explosion. If I were in that place, he was not going to die. And there are more Liberians that will die of preventable incidents. That if I'm there, they will not die. Long story short, I don't just get up and go to anyone's house without invitation. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her EPA team, they had an interview with me. Buema Kamara, Semeko, and all these people, the EPA's Environmental Council, they had an interview with me in 2016. The interview became a lecture from me to them. In the end, they said, when you come into Liberia, we want you to come and take the job. I have all my credentials at home. At that time, I was friends with Henry Costa. I called Henry Costa. I said, Costa, I haven't been to Liberia for a long time. I just had an interview. The people said I should go to Liberia. And what Costa told me was a mess. I said, Costa, he said, are you going? I said, no, Costa, I cannot go because they are not offering me a job package that would tell me how much am I making. Costa said to me, J. Randy, in Liberia, they don't offer package. If you get to Liberia, they're going to give you a pickup, they're going to give you a car of your choice, and you're going to start working. And I said to Costa, I said, but I thought they're supposed to call you and say, we'll offer you the job. Here is the package here. Read what you want. They never did. They never did. So I said, what will happen? He said, when you get there, you're going to be writing all the proposal. When the money comes, Ellen will tell you, say, we'll handle this money. But the reason for what that money came, you will not be able to do it. And I said to Costa, why? He said, because the government is corrupt. Ellen will have a program. She will bring you right next to her. She will talk about you. She will do this, but that money will not be used for the internal purpose. And then when you go meet her in the office, she's going to say you down and say, how much do you owe for student loan? Of course, I do owe for student loan in America. And then she will say, we'll give you $350,000 to take care of your student loan and other stuff. And I said, is that what it is? And he said, yes. I said, they are not going to Liberia. I said, I'm not going to Liberia. Is that what it is? Let me work here in Darpo. And I refused that. Few days later, I was on the playground, playing with my kids, my phone rang. The then executive EPA director called me. Randy, yeah, I just trying to follow up on you. We like your performance. We like your credentials. Do you have anybody in the government here? And I said to the person, why do you want to know who I have in Liberia, in the government? Well, I want to see why the person can talk to you to come down, to come join us. I said, where is the package? Well, when you come, we'll discuss the package. I said, I can't do that. Sir Joseph today, who is senator, when Sir Joseph was representative, he came to America here. And he told us a story that I will never forget. Sir Joseph said to me, Randy, hear what we do in the House of Representatives and in the House of Senate. If you are a very good person who understands your profession, and you have been getting, or that department or that ministry or agency have been getting 2 million, and you understand your role, we that on that committee will work with you to increase that department or that ministry or agency budget from 2 million
to 5 million. But you must go on the floor and defend that budget. But in the end, when we pass that budget, out of that 5 million, we take out 3 million and give you your 2 million. Some will go for you and some will go for us. And I said, no, I can't work in Liberia. So it is based on all these things that I always tell you guys, I cannot work for government in Liberia. I may not go to church every day, but if I die, I want for people to say that man did not take nothing from the country. Let me die poor. Like I always tell my children in America, y'all got to earn your own living. I'm not going to go take any money from anybody. There are people in our country that at one time used to be like. I grew up in Liberia wearing one pants and one shirt. Somebody mentioned about Tottenham. Yeah. When we were in Tottenham, there used to be a guy called Kaba. Every 3:15, we used to go to the cafeteria to go eat burger with sometimes beans. I still remember those days to today. After school, we walk from Tottenham, we go all the way between the hospital and go home. Just because I'm in America here, with the quality of experience and education I have, you want me to leave from here and go to Liberia and start to look at the community that I grew up in and disadvantage the community to my own advantage? That's not what my mom told me when she was dying. Before my mother died, I was right there. Her last word to me, always do the right thing. And she never spoke again. I'm not going to step on my mother's voice to do the wrong thing. I may not be your favorite person on Facebook, but I'm grateful to God for what he had done for me. I'm grateful to God. Last story before I leave, my wife wanted me to travel to Costa Rica. So she and myself went to go get my passport. We got to the office downtown Philadelphia. The guy opened my passport. Brand new passport. It been expired since Obama left office. The guy looked at me and said, you got a passport here, you never travel on the passport. I said, where should I go? My wife said he doesn't travel. Only on company trip he goes. The man said, but you coming to waste money here? I said, yes. I said, yes. Because it was a fast processing passport. He said, yes, your passport. I said, is that it? He said, yes, you okay? My fellow Liberian, as I sit in the car, anybody may come between my door here, I'm open to give you my passport, my ID card, everything. And one of the reasons why I even got a passport today, aside from traveling, the United States government now is saying that you either get a real ID or you use your passport to travel. So I said to myself, since I have the fake ID card, you're talking about real ID, I will keep my fake ID card. I have to go get my passport. Because I'm scheduled to travel to Massachusetts. I will be traveling again to another state. And if you don't have the real ID, you are required to have your passport. And that's why prompted me also to go and get my passport. I'm not looking for a job in Liberia. Liberia need me more than I need Liberia. Right now, as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I start work at 10 o'clock. By 2:30, I'm out of there going home. Because I have the ability to work from home and I have the ability to come to work. But that does not mean that when I came in the country, I never worked in a factory. I work in a factory. I clean people in the town. But when I came to this country, one thing that was on my mind is how many Liberians have visited this country or came to the country, went to school here, live here. Why are they going back to Liberia and not changing anything? I now know what it is. Because they are not committed to changing the country when they return. They only want to benefit themselves. And that has been a vicious circle that will continue to happen in the country. And I'm saying to myself, now that I know the truth and I'm out of number, I'm not going to associate myself with them.
When with Facebook, I will only come and tell my story. Because I know by the year 2065, there will be a child from one of your generation that will say, let's look at different video of people that were talking for Liberia when we were not even born. And some of them will come across my video and they will say, yes, this guy was making sense. But maybe he was not in the mind of many people, or many people were not in his mindset. You see, this story I'm telling you guys, it speaks to two things. One, that J. Randy you see here, he's not like the ordinary Liberian. People follow Stanton Witherspoon all the time. Stanton Witherspoon don't have the privilege in this country anymore because of what he did. But these are the people that Liberians follow all the time. And that's why you see Liberians are not recognized in this country. We are nothing in this country. We are nothing. Only by individual means that we are somebody. When it comes to recognizing the Ghanaians, yes. When it comes to recognizing the Nigerians, yes. Come to recognizing the Kenyan, yes. If you walk on the street, any American men that interact with African people, the first question will come from, are you from Ghana? Are you from Nigeria? Even though we claim to be a country that is associated with America, but we are not the same. We are not the same. We are nothing in this country. Because many Liberians here, they came here just to bluff around. They are not educated. They are not contributing to the society. That is the shame that we must live with every day in this country. But I must commend the few Liberians who are doing well here. I must commend them. Some of them don't want to come on social media because they are ashamed of their country. But those are all who get that courage to come here, we're not going to shy away. All right? That's why you see, I will not stand by to criticize George Weah alone. I will criticize QOBqh. I will criticize George Weah. I will criticize Cummings. It's not for me anymore. I'm not living a life that will say the day I get big. No, I'm already living my future right now. It's for the young people back there. It's not for me anymore. It's not for me anymore. The generation I'm looking forward to or bringing up now, they are out of high school, they are going to college now. It's not about me now. I already live the day I get big. I already feel living that life now, and I'm living it now. I'm looking forward to retirement now. I'm only having the fun time here. That's all. So a Liberian back home who are thinking about this, they're wasting their time. Like I said, when Ellen was in Liberia, causing all the disturbance, just how you see today, Liberia is so fixated on politics. I was thinking about getting out of that country. I was thinking about getting out of that country. I said to myself that this country will not be a better country. And I think it was the right thing to do. Like I always say, God made a mistake. And if I ever see God after life, God and myself will have a very good talk. And that talk will be, I will strictly tell God not to bring me back to the earth if he decides to create another universe and say, Randy, I send you back to Liberia. God and myself will have a serious fight. I don't want to go back to Liberia if I ever leave the planet and there's an opportunity for me to come back. I don't want to come back to Liberia. It is a regret for me to be considered someone as a Liberian. It is a regret. With all due respect to every one of you guys. Because after 177 years, we are yet to figure out what we really want. So why should I be part of a nation that have wasted 177 years? And even up to today as I speak, we still cannot get it right. We still cannot get it right. All right? We still cannot get it right. We still cannot get it right. So that's why it is. So thank you guys so much. I got to run. God bless you guys. And we'll talk again. All right? Don't forget, on Friday, we'll be back here with more videos. And and then we'll have the opportunity to discuss more. But the country right now, on a broadcast, there's nothing productive. Everything in the country is unproductive. There is nothing positive taking place in the country. So you guys are just wasting your time. People who support the government. Let me say this. In this country, if you are a Liberian living in the country, and you don't have your document, be very careful, because if I find out that you're in the country with all your documentation, you will be reported to the Department of Homeland Security by me. You will be reported because you have to be deported back home. And that goes for everyone that I know personally. Because if in order for us to build our country, we must make sure that people who support the wrong and living in America, you have to return back home. So let me say this to many Liberians. If you're in the country illegally, and if I get to know, I will be calling DHS to get you out of this country here. All right? Have a blessed day, and God bless you guys.